Shalom, and welcome to the second lesson of the Ohalei Avoteinu Hebrew Series. Section 2, Letters and Vowels. Lesson 1, the Aleph and the Seghol. In English, we have many consonants, B, C, D, etc., and several vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. These are strung together in horizontal sequence to form what I like to call phonetic bundles, which make up the sounds of our words. Hebrew, on the other hand, is peppered with a bunch of dots, dashes, etc. Many of these are, in fact, the vowels. Some, but not all, sit just under the consonant, and together they make up the phonetic bundle. So in English, we might see the word be like this, and in Hebrew, be like this. We don't break up the vowel from the consonant like b-e in either instance, but we let it flow together as a phonetic bundle. Here are some additional examples. When you see each, please take a moment to try to sound it out before listening to my pronunciation. Cat, dog, gold, Ben, star. In this lesson, we will address the vowel Seghol. It looks like three little dots forming a down-pointing triangle, like a picture of eggs. As it happens, eggs is the perfect word to use for this vowel as a memory tool, as the Seghol creates the same sound as the E in eggs. If you were to imagine the word heaven, you have this same vowel sound twice, even though it is spelled once with EA and once with the E only. So if we were to reimagine the word heaven, but written with Hebrew vowels, it might look something like heaven. We have the two brackets, he and ven. So what happens when there isn't a consonant starting a word, like with the word eggs? Well, that is what brings us to the Aleph. It is quite common for people to associate the A and the B of the English alphabet with the Aleph and the Bet of the Hebrew. But for our purposes, let's imagine that the Aleph acts more like a vowel placeholder. So the Aleph allows us to attach the Seghol and start the word with the vowel sound. An Aleph looks like this. It is drawn with a downward slant from left to right, then a downward curve, left, right, left, and a second downward curve, right, left, right. So in a word that starts with a vowel, you would use the Aleph to hold the vowel, and in the case of a word like eggs, the vowel you would use would be the Seghol. For this week's scribal assignment, while you continue to write out your Bible from right to left, go ahead and sound out the words and listen for any of the eh sounds, like in eggs, heaven, end, send, etc. Instead of writing these words out with the English vowels, try to reimagine the words with the Seghol, like in the given examples, and write them out just as we did before. If there is an associated consonant, the Seghol will go under the consonant which starts the phonetic bundle. If the word starts with the sound eh, you will add the Aleph. And this is where your second notebook can come into play. Carry a pocket notebook with you as you go about your day. When you hear or think of a word with that short eh sound, pull out your notebook and write it down with the Hebrew vowel instead of the English one. If you feel comfortable with these symbols by next week, go ahead and join us for the next lesson. And please remember, 5 to 15 minutes of daily practice will make your progress sure and steady. Next week, we will cover a couple of vowels. They will follow the same format as this lesson, and for our purposes, we will treat them as basically the same vowel for now. As we progress later, much on down the road, there will be nuance, but for now, we'll treat them very similarly. Have a great week.